I endure through shit. Like, I just keep going like the fucking Energizer Bunny, baby. Nothing stops me, bro. I keep going forever. Besides a few times when I was a kid, actually, I quit on a few things, but that's how I learned my lesson.
It's the takeover.
No fucking vibes, baby. Yeah, man, we're back. We're back in this bitch. We got this fucking audio figured out. We got the audio figured out. I'm always constantly recording on the thing now because you're not gonna fucking get my ass again, baby. Fool me once, fool me twice, fool me three, fool me four. Now I'm at your door, ready to fucking come and put that work in. Woo! We're back. We're back. We're recording on the transmitter itself. I'm on the receiver. Therefore, you're not gonna play with my life. You're not gonna play with my fucking life. There's no more voiceover bullshit ever again. You feel me? This is the beautiful thing about doing things and making small progress over time. That's another video. But right now, today, we're gonna talk about something serious. We're gonna talk about something serious, man. By the way, look at this beautiful day. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Beautiful ass day. Summer is like, yo, I'm not going nowhere. You know my fucking body, baby. Sun shining on your fucking head top until November. It's October. It's about to be October. We're a few days from October and the sun is still coming over. You feel me? We're going crazy, enjoying this shit. It's beautiful. Today we want to talk about something very serious. It's always very serious, and we keep it light and funny, you know what I'm saying? Because that's how I do in life, actually. I be keeping it light and funny, but I be really serious at the same time, you feel me? We be keeping it light and funny, but it's very serious also at the same time, simultaneously. You feel me? Because life is everything at once, and it just different polarities of the same thing. Actually, it's just an illusion. Anyway, we're back. We're back, and the question is, how long can you keep doing something with very small results? Huh? How long can you keep going on the journey of what you decided you was gonna do, right? How long can you keep going when the results are so small? That's the question. That's the fucking question, baby. How long can you keep going when the results are small? This is super important, bro. This is super important because if you're one of those people that you can't last long in the fucking trenches, you can't last long in the fucking beginning period of anything, in the learning period. If you need fucking results to keep going, if you need results right away or else you're gonna fucking quit, let me tell you something. Your ass is not gonna be good at anything. You're never gonna make it in anything you do. You feel me? Me, I'm a fucking goat. I'm a goat. I have the craziest ability in the world to endure through anything. Anybody who's close to me, anybody who knows me, my family, etc., they all know that about me. You feel me? That's a characteristic that is definitely nobody can deny. You feel me? I endure through shit. Like, I just keep going like the fucking Energizer Bunny, baby. Nothing stops me, bro. I keep going forever. Besides a few times when I was a kid, actually, I quit on a few things, but that's how I learned my lesson. You feel me? That's how I learned my lesson, especially into my old age. Now that I'm a young OG and shit, I've had more than enough time to reflect on those things and be like, damn. And I actually just realized recently fully, I've never, ever failed at anything in my life. I always make it happen. The only times that there was an illusion of failure was the times where I just quit. Simply, that's literally it. That's the only fucking time you're ever gonna see me not do exactly what the fuck I put my mind to, is if you give up. And that's not just me, I'm not just special to that, you feel me? That's anybody. That's how it is. If you keep going along the way, you make small adjustments, you keep putting the reps in, and each rep gives you feedback, eventually you're going to see the progress into the promised land. It's just how it goes. We all have the capacity to do anything we want. We have God within us, especially me, for example, and you watching this, because if you're watching this type of shit, you're this type of person. But I have a high capacity for intelligence, you feel me? I'm very smart. This was something that I was blessed with. So especially me, and everybody should feel like this actually, but you know what I'm saying? Like, this is just how it is, bro. This is just what happens, honestly. When you really put your mind to some shit, it's really fucking simple, bro. Like, either you're gonna quit or you're gonna make that shit happen eventually. It's just what happens first. So the question is, how long can you stay down on the fucking journey? How long can you stay down doing what you have to do when there's very small results? That's the hardest part. It's like you're not getting the results you want right away. And even sometimes it's not even right away. Sometimes you might have to be putting that fucking work in for years. Do you have that type of capacity of endurance? Do you have that type of ability to stay down when the results are not what you want them to be for an extended period of time, bro? And that, let me tell you something, that's what it takes, bro. And I've been researching like the top successful people for a minute now. I would say at least a few years that I've been consciously watching podcasts, reading books, studying all the top people in multiple fields, seeing what they have to say of why they fucking became what they became, how they became so goated. I've been studying the fucking GOATs for a minute, bro, I'm telling you. And one thing that I've noticed is sometimes, bro, actually a lot of times, like there's like people staying down with one thing for 10 fucking years, 20 years doing one thing, bro, to really get to that level of goatedness. Like that's really what it's looking like. That's what it takes. That's normal, especially in like the world of business. Like the business world is like the top competition game in the world, you know what I'm saying? Because one, people can play that game until they're fucking 70. There's no age limit, and there's people who still 60, 70, 75 who got their wits about them, and they're still competing. Like, they're still killing it in the fucking game. And business is like a world stage, bro. This is everybody in the world is competing on this level. It's even people, you know, like I just said, like older people, and even there's some fucking kids killing it. Like some fucking 16-year-olds that are killing it in business and shit. Like the competition just off the sheer numbers of people playing the same game of looking to sell shit, sell products, sell services, bro, and figure out how to repeatedly keep that fucking mignon and that profit coming in. Like, it's such a huge pool, bro. It's such a huge pool that you're playing against, bro. Like, I remember, for example, back in the day when I was like 13, 14, you feel me? You know, I've always been elite at everything, no matter what it is. So when I was around that age, it was the Modern Warfare 2 was out, Call of Duty. I was on that bitch for fucking hours. I made a clan, and at that time, the top gaming clan was Optic. They were like really the only ones doing it on a high level. I was like, I made my own little clan. At the peak, we had probably like fucking 30 people. You know, there's multiple successful people actually. One of the people in my clan is this dude who became like a professional BMX rider. You know, people who are great at everything. If you look at the people who are great in business and shit, or great at things later on in life, in their younger life, they were great at things also. Because it's like a mindset of obsessiveness that people have to get to certain levels. Obsessiveness and endurance is, I would say, like one of the main, like those are the main two traits for real that really separate. So right now we're speaking on the endurance aspect, and sometimes it takes being obsessed to have the endurance necessary. But yeah, even back then, bro, I was making I had my little clan. I've always been a leader also, and we was going crazy, and it was just me. And then we actually ended up facing Optic. I think it won one battle or something. That was like my little fucking thing. I was like 100-0 in 1v1s on Rust, for real. Shit was crazy. And but yeah, it took mad fucking hours, like mad hours, bro. And that's really what it takes, is just the hours and hours and hours over time, bro. But in the beginning, you know, there may be a long period. It's like a fucking one of those curves, bell curve, but it's one of those curves where like it takes you like really long to get past a certain basic point, but then you can exponentially go up after a certain point, you know what I'm saying? But it might take you a long time to hit that stride, to get to that level where you even get to the exponential growth. That's the real test, is like getting to the level where you start exponentially growing, and then you get enough feedback, enough positive reinforcement and positive feedback from what you're doing, that it's easy to keep going at that point. It's easy to keep going at that point because you know the work you're putting in is actually doing something. Like, you know it's working out. There's always that beginning period where you're putting in the work, and if you didn't have past experiences in your life like me, I'm able to do this now because I've had so many experiences in my life where I saw the curve of how things go. I know in the beginning like how it goes, so I'm able to get through it. But I remember before I got to this point, it was just off pure fucking me trusting what's in my heart for real, and my obsessiveness, I guess, of determination, telling myself, like, just forcing myself with pure fucking will, honestly. But it's not easy, because it feels like during that period, it feels like you're doing this shit for no reason. It feels like you're putting in so much work for nothing, honestly, because you're not getting the results you want, or you're seeing tiny little progress that it's hard to hold on to that progress to fucking tell yourself that it's worth it what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I brought this question to the people today. Like, are you willing to stay down through that? And how long can you endure until you get to the point where you see the results you want? Like, how long can you go with little to no results? Now, I wouldn't say keep going with some shit if you're getting no results at all. That's the definition of insanity, actually, is to keep going and getting the same fucking results over and over. But here's the important distinction. It's like the tiny results. That's what it is. It feels like it's nothing, but really, as long as you're making any sort of progress, like tiny progress towards where you're going, you know what I'm saying? And the reason why I'm bringing this shit up is because I've just started really making these videos and shit, and then when it comes to YouTube, and then also on other platforms like TikTok, Instagram, posting the short form and shit like that. And I'm going through that same thing where if I didn't have that previous experience of going through this shit before, then I would have been questioning. Like, I would have probably gave up at this point, because the progress is so small and incremental that it seems like it's nothing. But thankfully, in my subconscious, in the back of my mind, like, I already experienced this shit before, so I know how it goes. And I'm able to endure through this shit. But I know how it is. So that's why I wanted to come and give this message, because if you didn't have those experiences in the past before, where you overcame shit like this, where you felt like this before, and you were able to see through to the other side when all your efforts pay off in whatever field it is. For me, it was a few different things in my life. Gaming, the skateboarding, fucking Twitter is a huge one. Just several things in my past that it took me a while to get towards any point that would justify the effort that I'm putting in. You know what I'm saying? But it gets to a point where it becomes exponential. So really, you just got to make it to that period. And the best advice I can give is to hold on to, like, dearly, to those small incremental progresses that seem like nothing. Like, that's what's really gonna hold you down and let you know, like, you're doing something. As long as you're getting the small things. For me, on the YouTube shit, like, for me, it's like my long form videos, these long form videos that I'm doing before I cut them up into short videos, they were getting like 5 and 10 views, no likes, no comments, no nothing, bro, right? For a little while. Now they're like getting like 25, you know, might get a breakout banger, get fucking 40. Oh my God, you were going crazy. You know what I'm saying? And like, those things. And I got one person who's really resonating with my videos a lot. Shout out to you, bro. Most likely you're gonna see this shit too. And he's been like commenting and really resonating with the videos a lot. So that shit really, you know, it's those small things that hold me down to keep going and shit. You feel me? That's what I pay attention to, the small things, because I know those just turn into huge things over time, bro. You just gotta stay consistent with the shit. But like I said, I'm very grateful because I've had these past experiences to let me know. Otherwise, it would be way harder. And it's still hard, even with me knowing that, even with my prior experience. Like, it's still hard to keep going with this shit all the time, honestly. I'm not gonna lie. So, yeah, man. You know the fucking vibes, baby. So how long can you fucking stay down is the question, because it's going to take everything in you. Because let me tell you something. The things that you want to do, there's a lot of people who want to do these things, bro. There's a lot of people who want to do these things, especially when it comes to business and shit. Like I was telling you, if you just think about the sheer numbers of the saturation of what you're facing, bro, really think about what you're up against, bro. That's what you're up against. You're competing with the whole fucking world, bro. And it's not like you're really competing, because if you stay authentic, huge key, maybe this could be a separate video. I mean, we always talk about authenticity on this shit, on this channel. But authenticity means like you're not really competing, like you're just being yourself, and things kind of unfold naturally, which is great. But also you are competing because everybody's going for the same thing. It is a huge game, like especially business when it comes to making money, having a personal brand. Like this is the new wave. Everybody wants to do this shit. Everybody's posting. So many people were scared years ago that are now like putting themselves out there, bro, because they see so many people going crazy, and there's so many people from so many different walks of life. It is competition. You can't say it's not. Just because of the sheer numbers, bro, you have to take yourself to that point that all those people are not willing to go to. That's what's gonna separate you. And a lot of people are willing to keep posting for 1 month, 2 months, even a year, 2 years. So you're gonna be feeling all that shit all throughout that whole period, bro, until you really outlast everybody, until you really analyze the feedback closer than everybody else, to where you've been adjusting and making the small adjustments to where you have such a great, like your product is so much far ahead than everybody else in the end. You're able to resonate so much better than everybody because you didn't fucking destroyed your ego so many times along the process that you're so real that this shit is just oozing through the camera, you feel me? And it's hitting people in their fucking hearts like more than anybody else can, because they're not able to even be that real with yourself. How real are you with yourself is how real you're gonna be able to be with others. You know what I'm saying? So it's gonna take ego deaths. It's gonna take so much turmoil to get to the point of being able to provide that value. But yeah, I know this is super valuable because I know we're in this age, like I said, where it's becoming real popular and a lot of people are wanting to do these type of things nowadays. So I just wanted to come on here and really talk about this so people can understand like what it takes, and so people know like they're gonna have to endure, you're gonna have to go through it, and there's gonna be results that are so minuscule that you're gonna be questioning why the fuck you're even doing this shit, bro. You ain't even gonna want to keep going with this shit, bro. But each time you make it through that, just know that there was somebody else who felt the same exact way who quit. And when you keep going, you just elevated yourself a little bit more past them. You feel me? And you just separated yourself a little bit more in the mass sea of competition that there is out here. So, with all that being said, my people, I got my point across clearly enough, used as many examples as possible, resonated flawlessly, you feel me, with the people, which is what I do. But yeah, man, so keep this shit in mind, bro. And like I said, if you're seeing no results at all, if you're getting fucking 0 views, 0 people resonating for like a year, you know what I'm saying, extended amount of time, then you don't want to be insane and keep going with some shit that's not working. You got to head back to the lab and start working on yourself or some shit. As long as you're seeing those tiny results, bro. If you go from 5 views to fucking 25 views, let me tell you something. That's a fucking 5x right there. Like, that's huge. Do you understand how big a 5x is? It doesn't seem like nothing because we're so used to comparing ourselves to such larger, you know what I'm saying, like thousands and millions of views. But you got to look at it like that. If you got 2 or 3 people that are consistently resonating, commenting, posting your shit on their stories and stuff, like, we're making progress, bro. That's green light. That's green light to keep going. As long as you're making that small progress, bro, stay down and endure however long this shit takes. And always remember, Moses was in the forest for 40 years, so you haven't been doing this shit nearly close enough to that shit. And when I study the top business people, that's at least motherfucking 10, 20 years, bro. So you ain't anything close to that shit. So unless you think you're some sort of levitating demigod, you feel me, which I know I am, you feel me, essentially. But even I know that I'm gonna have to put that fucking work in, you know what I'm saying? So so yeah, man, pay attention to those small progress markers to keep yourself going, and you will make it through to the promised land. I love you, people. Stay down, keep doing what's in your heart, make that shit happen. I'll catch you guys on the next one. You know how we do, baby. Coming to sharing the value. You got 2 options at the end of the day. You know, when it all settles down to 11:59 p.m. at the end of the day, it's very simple. 2 options. You could win with us, or you could watch us motherfucking win, baby. Let's get it.